Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and you're ready to kickstart your show with me, Maha Maktoum, and the wonderful Shazad Khan. Assalamualaikum, good morning Shazad, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, good morning. I'm absolutely perfect and thank
Good.
you very much for tuning into PTV World and PTV Global at the same time. Thank you very much once again, people, for supporting us with whatever we do. And yes, we all already know that, we're fabulous with whatever we do as well. But then at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, today we have picked up on something which is very famous. Something which is very interesting, something PlayStation players go crazy about, and FIFA 17 is coming out as well in a few days, but that has to do something with what we're discussing today.
Okay, there's a lot of some things and things and
Yeah,
that.
because of the fact that, I want to, make sure that they're anticipated.
No,
That
I
what
think-
is it really?
Oh yeah, just kind of confusing them. So what is he talking about? No, you're absolutely right. Today, I didn't know about the FIFA 17 thing, but
It's
yes.
coming out.
But the thing is, it's something that is very popular around the world. It is something that has become very popular within Pakistan as well. We say we're a cricketing nation. However,
Yeah.
we have evolved. We're going back towards squash. We're going back towards our other sports, but we've also incorporated other sports from other countries, which are very popular. And that is, some people call it soccer, some people call it football, and we are going to be discussing the situation within Pakistan today.
Exactly, and other than the situation, there are people who've taken initiative of providing facility to all of those people who want to play football. Because over here in Pakistan, at the same time, since we are a cricketing nation, so we do not really, our authorities do not really invest in all of those facilities because of the fact that there is federation politics.
As much as they should, maybe.
As much, in fact, I don't.
Let's be positive.
I haven't witnessed them investing anywhere as well, so I cannot say much, but I have to be true to my profession as well. But then there are people who've taken these initiatives. They have developed facilities where people can go and learn, and then probably go beyond. And we have got one of the players, Kalimullah, who's playing for an international club as well, and then we have got women who's playing for an international club as well. They've been to this facility as well. Thank God that this facility is in Islamabad, because usually what happens is that within the urban areas, football is like, people are more crazy about football, but back in the rural areas, they still want to play with the tar and the stick.
Yeah, but that's fine.
But then, we do have people over here in the studios who are running that facility. The name of the facility is Total Football.
Yes.
Yeah, facilities. Sorry, that's by me.
Okay, so we're going to be discussing why they started it, what's going on, what's the feedback been, and what do they hope to achieve with the facility, and what they want to do for the people of Pakistan and for you.
Exactly.
So we have been
So
joined.
smooth.
Yes, very nice. Okay, great. Stop
Come on.
complimenting yourself today.
It's all right. Well, I was telling you.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so we've been joined by Umair Tariq. He is the social media and communications manager. Assalamualaikum, good morning. I'm good, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. Besides Umair, we've been joined by Asad Rauf Khan, who is the director of Total Football. Assalamualaikum, good morning.
Walaikum assalam, good morning.
Besides Asad, we've been joined by Sana Mahmood, who is the sports development coordinator. Assalamualaikum.
And the former captain for the national football women team as well.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Come on. When did you start doing that?
Very recently, actually. I was the captain in 2010 and 2012.
Okay, wonderful. So we're going to get the conversation started. We're going to also start, ask you how you got into your, football and why you guys are pursuing this. But, okay, so who are we going to start with? I think we'll start with Asad because you're the director right now.
Go ahead.
So why Total Football?
Basically, the idea of Total Football came when, actually, we've been playing football for like the last 10, 12 years, talking of myself.
So you got
And there
that
was-
goal back then. Wow.
No, the thing is, there was this facility in F6, as you must have known about, the multi-purpose ground. It got ruined around 2010, 2011, and there was no other place for the kids, and even people like me who wanted to play football, even the small-sided football. Plus, there were lights and everything, so you could go after work or college or university, whatever you were doing. So you had time after 7 till 12 or 1, you could go and play football. But since that facility closed, there was really a lack of opportunities for people like us to play football or go play somewhere. So this idea was basically from our CEO, Hamza Kiani, who...
He plays as well?
He plays as well. He's been playing football. We actually, the three of us, me, Umair and Hamza, we started in the same school.
Okay.
So
Which school
it
was
was St. Mary's Academy, Lalazar, Rawalpindi. And the idea became, he came back from England after his graduation, and he planned to open a football facility. That's how it.
So you guys are not business partners? Or you
No, no,
guys
no,
are-
no. He's the owner. He's the CEO. We're just working with him.
He's
We're
the
with-
sole proprietor.
Yes, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so now, Shadad?
Yeah. So what type of facility are we talking about? Is it just like a ground with 2 goalposts? That's it.
No, we are talking about a facility with the state-of-the-art. Basically, we have a turf which we imported from Australia, and
Okay.
it is a FIFA certified turf.
Yeah.
That is something that you will not find in Pakistan.
No.
And
No, I don't
basically,
think
both
There-
our
there-
facilities.
Okay. Just answer my disagreement first of all.
Alright.
There's one in Lahore.
It's
Yeah,
not.
and it's done by FIFA as well. The turf might not be there,
No,
but I think
they're
FIFA's
different.
done something.
Okay, they're different categories. There's FIFA 1-star and FIFA 2-star. The one we have got in Islamabad, in Chek Shahzad, it's FIFA 1-star, and we got it from Australia, and it's FIFA recommended, like certified.
Oh,
And there's
th-
no
this is
other.
what you can use.
Yes, there's no other turf in Pakistan which is FIFA certified or recommended. For
Very
that.
nice.
excellent.
Move on.
Can you repeat the question?
So I asked whether it's just 2 goalposts and
No,
the
basically
turf.
the turf.
Yeah.
What we are offering is the state-of-the-art turf, and the only turf that was present in Islamabad was in F6 multi-purpose,
Yeah.
and that was ruined back in 2010 and 2011. And now, after that, there was no facility that provided you with the turf, and now we are the only ones who are operating, who are offering people the AstroTurf.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah,
Take
relax,
it easy.
dude.
Take it
Relax.
easy.
It's okay.
The camera's not going to eat
Yeah,
you
you're
up.
in our living
Yeah?
room. It's fine. Okay, so now let me move on to Sana. You've done great with football. You're not just a sports development coordinator. You've also you've taken part in it. I'm struggling to get. Everyone's struggling to get words out today. Now, Sana, tell us,
Not
how did
me.
you get into? No, you never do, dude.
Thank you.
How
I
did
love
you
you
get
so
into
much.
it, and how is it now working with Total Football?
So like the boys, I've been playing football for a while now. I started with my club, the Young Rising Stars. We're 5-time national champions. We participate in the national championship every year. And from there, I was selected to the national team. I obviously had the honor of captaining the team for 2 years, as I mentioned. And so it's sort of, it's a passion of mine. I'm very interested in it. So even if I have, if I've tried to study something else, I keep coming back to sport.
Yeah.
And that's something that I wanted to make a part of my career, and that's something that I wanted to pursue in some way or the other. And I was abroad for my master's, where I studied sports and development and how to sort of use sport for the development of communities, not just in a more competitive way, but in a more recreational way, and try to harness the intangible benefit of sport, as you probably know that there are.
All right.
And when I came back, I saw Total Football. I heard of them, and I immediately wanted to be a part of it. And lucky enough for me, they also wanted me on board. And the great thing about Total Football is they're very, the organization itself, their vision, as well as the people who work there, they're very open to new ideas. They're very open to including everybody, because as you know, even if you're doing something for football, you might just do it for men's football. They're actually interested in promoting women's football as well. They're interested in promoting football for the youth as well. And recently, after I came on board, we just launched our Youth Football Academy.
So they're interested in getting new members every day.
New members, or can you just say like promoting football amongst everybody who
that's
loves
great
it?
too as
You
well.
know, just give them a space. And as you asked Umair, what do we offer? It's just not a facility there for clubs to rent every day, but we try to make it more like a, I'd like to say like a movement. You come here, you play football, small-sided football. It's all about the dynamic game, the fast pace of the game, as well as create this environment where everybody is engaging in a healthy activity.
And do we have any tournaments coming up or any tournaments which has taken place in the past as well?
Actually, that's the best part about Total Football. They've done a lot of tournaments. I think Asad can speak to you more about
Yes,
that.
right now there's this league going on in Islamabad, 6-a-side football league, and Ayub Park, Rawalpindi, we're doing a 5-a-side football league. We've split the ground into 2, and simultaneously 2 matches go on in the field. Apart from that, we've done
It's
some.
like a basketball half-court match.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
probably.
Yes, you
Kind
can,
of.
you
You
can,
want
you
to call
can,
it a 3v3,
Yeah,
yes, like that's a 5v5.
Apart from that, we've done some like major events. We've done this women's tournament in collaboration with Serena Hotels. Then we had a UN event, which Sana was a very vital part of. She wasn't with us on that time. She wasn't on board with Total Football, but now she is. And we had the Red Bull event. Sian Garnier, you must have heard about it last
Yeah,
November.
he was
So,
here.
Yeah, it was in our facility in Islamabad.
Okay.
And yes, apart from that, we have embassies coming up like every week who come to our facility and play football.
Okay,
Yes.
so now in regards to, because to get these tournaments, you need to have enough members and people taking part in football. So how do you actually get the awareness out there? How do you get people to get on board, especially the youth and the women?
Because you're looking after the social media
Yeah.
yourself.
Basically, there are two ways. The first is that you use social media, basically Facebook and Instagram, because they are the basic tools to get your message across. And the second is word of mouth, because since we have been playing for 10 to 11 years, so we basically know the Islamabad Pindi football fraternity, and getting our message across is not very hard.
Okay,
Really?
excellent.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it
good.
didn't get through us.
I'm
That's
pretty
what
sure we
I'm
don't play
saying.
football.
He's
Footballing
joking, he's just
fraternity.
teasing you.
No, but I am a great fan of football as well
Good.
myself. But then at the
Yeah,
same time, I just love playing it on PlayStation. That's it.
Okay.
No,
Yeah,
sorry.
we can
difference.
tell. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Okay, but then other than that, do we have coaches coming to Pakistan? Because we do have state-of-the-art turf. All of
Turf.
the facility, yeah, whatever it is. But then at the same time,
Turf, yes.
yeah, turf. So whatever it is, do we get coaches from abroad, or do we get coaches from within Pakistan?
We have coaches within Pakistan,
Okay.
but usually we don't
Really?
get coaches from abroad. We had our coach who I think his name was Mohammad Shamlan, who was the Pakistani national coach, but he quit. And right now we don't know who's the manager because our federation is suspended due to politics.
Yeah, Umair's telling you more on the national side of
Yeah.
things, like
Yeah.
not
but in
related to
regards to
total
you guys-
football.
Tell us about
Plus-
that.
Okay,
Plus
but in
it-
regards to
I want to get sad of it.
Okay, if you ask my question. In regards to your total football, how do you get the coaches and who teaches the kids?
Actually, this youth academy okay, Sanal, go ahead on this, but I'll just give you a brief.
You can
thingy
go
about
ahead
it.
on this as
No,
well.
Al, because she's monitoring everything
Take
on
off.
the academy. Okay, so the youth academy started last week. Last week we started our youth academy in Pindia U Park facility, total football, and we hired coaches from like qualified coaches with
Okay.
certified degrees in coaching. Sana herself has had different camps in Pakistan at different age levels. So the youth academy plan was to basically hire first a team of coaches who can look after the kids of different age groups, which we managed to do in the span of 1 to 2 months because parents were asking us that we want a facility where we can, send our kids a secure and safe environment where teachers or the coaches who will be coaching them are, at the same level as the kids. They can,
Okay.
relate to them. So Sana will
Excellent. And
continue
Sana?
from there.
I think I'd just like to add that the whole idea is not about, if you asked about international coaches, we as a facility didn't start off as that. We're just providing you a place where you can play. Now, given that we're almost 2 years into this business, we're exploring other avenues, for instance, the academy. And we want to do more to promote football, not just have clubs rent the facility. So now we're branching off into organizing the leagues, organizing tournaments for them, doing something to make football, like you said, make Pakistan a footballing nation, maybe. And promote it in a way that people feel more engaged.
Okay, excellent.
Because obviously providing them a facility is one thing, but then providing them more sort of, I guess, opportunities or creating a tournament for them or creating spaces for them and times for them where they want to come and play, just making it easier for them. So
But-
with the academy, we have local coaches from Pakistan. I'm one of them, and we have a few who are licensed. We have experienced veterans. We have other people who've dealt with like under 8, under 12, the youth. So I think it's a nice blend of people. But like Asad said, the more important thing for us right now is not to create players that are going to go on to play professionally, but just somebody who can relate to the kids at that level and really make it a fun time for them.
And then how are other parents responding to that or people responding to that, this academy initiative of total football?
Well, we had our launch just last weekend, and initially we, since people don't know, and it's the first time for us also, we had a free open teaser session for everybody last weekend, and we had a great response on that. We had over 50 plus kids join us. One of the reasons might be because it was free, but the other reason also because people are curious, like what is going on, who are these people, where is this ground, and we have really good equipment that sort of engages everybody.
That's excellent.
So we had a great response.
And initially, I think you need to kind of keep it, like, because people aren't going to pay for things that they don't know, right?
Exactly.
So they don't know if they're going to have a good time.
True.
But also
Exactly.
cheer up. It's not that sad to be here, okay? So on that note, we're going to go for a short break. And when you come back, we're going to continue the conversation and see how can we take football forward. Stay tuned.
Exactly. Good morning.
The smiling faces of Pakistan. ETV World, changing perspectives.
The Barchi Mosque, or the Royal Mosque in Lahore, commissioned by the 6th Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb in 1671 and completed in 1673, is the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world. Epitomizing the beauty, passion and grandeur of the Mughal era. It is Lahore's most famous landmark and a major tourist attraction. Capable of accommodating 5,000 worshippers in its main prayer hall and a further 95,000 in its courtyard, it remains the largest mosque in the world. From 1673 to 1986, a period of 313 years, when overtaken in size by the completion of the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. Today, it remains the second largest mosque in Pakistan and South Asia and the 5th largest mosque in the world after Masjid al-Haram, Grand Mosque of Mecca, and Al-Masjid al-Nabwi, Prophet's Mosque in Medina. The Hassan II Mosque in Casablanca and the Faisal Mosque in Islamabad. To appreciate its large size, the 4 minarets of the Barchi Mosque are 13.9 feet, 4.2 meters taller than those of the Taj Mahal, and the main platform of the Taj Mahal can fit inside the 278,784 square feet courtyard of the Barchi Mosque, which is the largest mosque courtyard in the world. Architectural wonders of Pakistan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And for everybody who just tuned into PT World and PTV Global simultaneously, good morning once again. Today, we guys are discussing football in Pakistan, but then at the same time, we've got people who have developed their own facilities for the well-being of all those other players who want to play football.
Exactly. And now we have actually been joined by Hamza Azhar Kiani, who is the co-founder and CEO of Total Football. Assalamu alaikum, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
We're representing it really well
And
there.
he was actually earlier hiding behind the sofas as well. So he just wanted to try
Yeah, he was surprised.
How are you?
Apologies. I'm doing pretty good.
Thank
pretty
you
good.
very much for coming
Apologies
over.
for the late
No,
start.
it's absolutely fine. It's very early. But okay, so Shahzad, you had the first
Yeah, so
question.
your team handled it well
Yeah,
so far.
I
But then
guess
at the
it's
same
a-
time, I was very keen to know that, why did you actually have this idea in your head that, I'll develop a facility for all those players
Well,
out
it
there?
wasn't there like I didn't plan it just 5 years ago. I mean, it just happened spontaneously. I think when I graduated and came back, it was all of a sudden. I mean, we were planning to stay abroad and stuff like that. But when we came back, there was another venture that I was working, which was kickstarting up an ambulance service. And on the side, we had this idea while we were out. Because we all used to play football, I think, amongst a circle. But the facilities were not there as such. But abroad, I mean, there were a lot of facilities that were helping the community and engaging that. And we thought, why not, if we somehow use that and somehow use it to our environment in Islam al-Pindi, that might work. Obviously, the biggest investor in Pakistan or in the model is your father. I mean, if they have the,
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight up blunt. It's not like I had to pitch it up. He had the faith, so he allowed me. I don't know how it happened. Started up with that.
took myself. I mean, the whole vendor stuff I sort of did myself, and it just happened spontaneously. I think Umair was with us during the initial phases, and the response was well. But in the back of my mind, I was aware that, okay, I've spent my father's money like everyone does here around, and I have to repay him back. So yeah, it was fair enough.
Okay.
Right.
So that adds a little bit more stress to the whole situation because
does.
you have to make it
It
successful.
does.
Okay, so
But it's not that stressed though, because it's your dad's money.
really, I find it more stressful.
It depends how people take it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you can imagine, I'm half boiled already, so I think that might as well.
Okay,
perfectly all right.
it happens. It's going to get a lot worse as well as you get older.
I'm mentally prepared for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, okay, so they said, you've been holding tournaments, you've been trying to give it out to clubs and stuff, but you've already said how the initial investment started, how you started the whole concept. But now, 5 years later, no, sorry.
Less than
sorry.
2 years.
Sorry, less than 2 years you started. How are you now maintaining it? Because you can't keep, going to Abu, I need some more money.
No, never happened. I think I never came into this thing with that kind of mindset
Okay.
that I'd be using money from the get-go from my father. So, alhamdulillah, the way it happened, like from the first month, normally this shouldn't be disclosed, but operational costs were being met.
Okay, excellent.
And I didn't have to ask for money again.
Okay.
And during this tenure, I had other opportunities related to football, where I could get some more investment without asking for help.
Okay.
So in that respect, I didn't have to.
Okay, so there were people interested and willing to invest into this idea.
No, there were other ideas, especially, for example, government of Balochistan. I initiated a concept with them for constructing 5 football grounds, and that happened. So that's also a source of revenue. But
Wonderful.
within the model of total football, I mean, we were running the operational costs, and there was some saving on it. So I'm not going to lie. So some of the investment that was the saving that we were getting, I was pumping back in.
Excellent.
But I didn't have to walk that shame back to my father.
That's very brilliant it is, and that's a great initiative, we must say.
Excellent.
But then at the same time, the only thing which I wanted to ask was that if we are to compare total football and then the national facility, who do you think does better?
I mean, in a very micro scale, the facilities, for example, the turf we have, it's according to the international standards. FIFA standards.
Number one.
So I mean,
One star.
One star.
But we have to be quite realistic about it. That on a private level, for example, if you want to go up to a national scale and talk about boasting, making Pakistan one of the powers in Asia, then you have to have state behind it. The private entity can do so much unless there's a public-private partnership that comes into it. So I was never with the mindset, oh, I'm here to just like recreate the whole Pakistani football system. I mean, you have realistic goals.
But you do have the opportunity though.
The opportunity is now slightly.
Now you're like, maybe I can be the revolution.
But I think we have to like keep our heads down first and like make the community more engaged, and people are sort of joining the bandwagon. So we are with that mindset, and there we are talking. For example, the government of Balochistan, we pitched them the idea 2 years ago, and after 1.5 years, they were on board, and now that is actually happening. Like, we have 5 football grounds similar to our facility that are being constructed in Balochistan.
Very nice.
So, I mean, there's some into it.
I'll just move on to the director of Total Football as well at the same time. How do you plan on making sure that the community is going to relate to all of what you guys are planning?
Basically, what we do is like, answering your question, we make sure that the schools, the colleges, the universities, we engage them as well. Umair, handling the social media and the Instagram and Facebook part, he makes sure that everything, every new initiative that we are taking, an event or
He comes up with new hashtags.
Yes, he does. For sure, he does. Plus, we make sure that anything that we're coming up with next, the Youth Academy or any league or tournament that we're organizing next, we make sure that we advertise it throughout all the universities and colleges and even schools like Roots and all these schools that we have. So just to make sure that they all know what we're planning to do
And
next,
how are
they
their
can
responses
participate.
to you? Are they positive? Are they like, yes, let's get our children involved in this? It's healthy.
As Sana was previously talking about the Youth Academy, talking in terms of the Youth Academy that we started last week, the response was overwhelming, to be honest. We did not expect such people, parents and kids to come to a facility who were starting the academy for the first time. So it was very pleasing, to be honest.
Did you offer free meals?
We offered free drinks. Free drinks, yes. Free
But
drinks.
you have to hook them with something,
Yes,
right? They're going
yes,
fishing.
yes.
There has to be some bait. Now, Sana, how are you now trying to attract all the females into this? Because obviously you are a source of inspiration. Like, it's easier when you see someone actually doing it, and then kids can show their parents the example. So are you putting yourself out there? What are you doing?
Like Omer mentioned, the strength that the total football team already has is that they've been playing for many years now, and they know the footballing sort of world in Islamabad, Pindi at least. And being a female, it's the same for me because I've been playing for a few years and we're familiar with each other. So it becomes really easy to get the word out and encourage people. So if we have a tournament or if we have an initiative for girls or women, it's very easy for me to call up the players because, as you know, things are a bit stagnant on the national side of football. And so these are amateur tournaments that people are actually yearning to play in. So if you give them an opportunity, people are more than willing to come out and play.
I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about girls.
Especially girls, actually. Because if you know, if at the national level, for football, if you're investing in something, you tend to invest more on the male side of things. No offense, boys. And then women are often neglected, especially for a male
global
dominance.
thing, but although even America now has made huge steps to make sure that the female
but now
players
you're
get
on
paid
board as well.
equally.
Exactly. So
and
that's
the
what I'm
reason that
saying.
you're on board means that obviously they're looking after that aspect as well.
Exactly. So when girls or female players or women's tournaments are often sidelined or neglected or given less time, then when they do get opportunities, especially through people like or organizations like Total Football, then they're more than willing to participate. You don't really have to convince them that much because they are yearning to play football. They already love the sport.
And the environment's quite
exactly
progressive.
The best part is you're giving them a safe environment. Our facility in Chakshazad and even the one in Ayub Park, they're both in sort of enclosed spaces. So very, very safe safe for the youth, very safe for the girls, as opposed to sort of grounds on the road or things like that. And then our management takes care of those things as well. We are particular about who's lurking around or lingering around the fields. Is relevant personnel available? We don't allow sort of random people, especially during the youth academy when it's on, because we're dealing with kids and we don't want random strangers around them.
Absolutely.
So the environment
Things
is
like
conducive.
The environment is very friendly. I would say I feel very comfortable playing a total football.
That sounds
You're
really
part of the board,
good.
man.
Yeah, and also you're also teaching these kids also that it's okay to play games and it's fine and there's nothing untoward happening.
Okay, but then at the same time, we do want to highlight your own national career as well. How did you start it? How did you got into the team? What was the federation's role? We want to ask you that.
So like I said, I used to play for my club and we fortunately did really well at the national level. We've been national champions for 5 times and I was captaining my club at the time also. And then that's just what happens when you have national championships. Scouts come from the Pakistan Football Federation and you get selected for the national training camp. And I was lucky enough to get selected for the national training camp in 2010, 2011, 2012. And the first time I couldn't participate because of an ankle injury, but I was there the second time. And then you have 40 plus girls. And then you go through this rigorous process of training, and then the first cut, the second cut, the final team, and things like that. So it's mentally, not just physically exhausting, but mentally exhausting. I had to sort of take time off my university, move to Lahore, where the Football Federation is housed, live there for a month with all these girls from all over Pakistan. It's a completely different experience. But it's also an amazing experience once you do get to the final team, once you do get to represent your country abroad. And like I was just reminiscing on 14th August a few days ago, it completely changes your perspective about your own country. And when you sing the national anthem, it completely changes for you.
That's really good, and we need people staying positive like that as well and taking the youth forward. But let me move back to Hamza. You play football yourself. Now, do you or not?
No, to some extent. I can't boast like Sana.
Okay, so now that's what I was asking. Now, you have an interest in it, but then you picked up people who are really talented, really interested, really committed. How difficult was it finding these people? I mean, you played all together, but how difficult is it keeping everyone together?
Initially, Omer was...
Everyone's laughing now. I'm like,
okay, so the oldest one will, if you guys won't believe it, is Omer.
Yeah,
so,
I do believe it, but...
So in terms of the team members, I knew Omer from college, high school. My brother was involved initially, and I had to get some people on board who knew about the local setup in Islamabad, Pindi, because in order to kickstart stuff, you need one of the people who know how to, basically who are a loudspeaker, and when it comes out, they know how to handle it. Plus, he was also keen in football. Asad joined us later on. I mean, they were all close friends. The only anomaly is Sana, that I heard through someone, and I heard about her. When I met her, then I sort of realized that she's a rare pedigree in terms of academically, and her academics was slightly lean towards sports development, and then her portfolio as well. But through some of the events, I've figured it out. I mean, somehow if I manage to persuade her, that might be a jackpot on our end. I mean, because right now we're not in the business of just like meeting the finance and just rinsing money, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
It's a kickstart. You want to grow up and you want to make a brand out of it through different avenues. And I think she was a great boost for that.
Excellent.
But how do you keep them together as
How do you
well?
keep them
Because
that-
at times they do fight.
Because they all
right?
play.
Oh, we all
you all play football.
We all,
right?
You all.
we all. So like I'm not the most polished one, I can imagine, but it's slightly difficult. We have our ups and downs. I mean, a free meal sometimes subsides it.
I think we take it out on the football field.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
So it does happen. We have
We
football
play
sessions
together.
and we have
Once
our,
or twice a week. We play together, yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, very nice. But then at the same time, since she was mentioning about the camps as well, has there been a time in all of this, since Total Football has been there, that the camps has been taking place at your facility?
the academy camps.
No,
Yeah.
the national
the
camp.
national
No,
camps.
the national camps haven't. I mean, since we started, the thing with the federation right now, they divide between two groups. So it was sort of, I mean, a lot of members who are up in the hierarchy, they know about this facility and they join us, but not as a federation. I've never.
But how do they respond to it?
They respond pretty good. The thing is, the similar facility, the projects were in the pipeline from the federation. There were 5 projects, but somehow it didn't start it yet. And we, as a private entity, started it. So I don't know how they're responding, but they definitely know that the way the stuff we're doing is pretty good.
Okay. The only reason why I asked you this question is that since we are a cricketing nation, we have been saying that over the decades now.
Yeah.
But now for everybody who's a private cricket club owner,
Yeah.
they do get these opportunities to
Yes,
have
they
camps
do, they
on
do.
their own fields. So how do you plan on doing this, achieving this as well? Because that'll be a milestone as well.
I think,
And then you can pitch in your names as well. Barchi.
I think we have to wait for the Pakistan Football Federation to get on the same board, the same line. I think whatever is happening, and we also have to realize that Pakistan Football Federation is not sponsored by the government itself. It's a private entity, FIFA. It's a direct link.
Okay.
So one of the other avenues was, as I mentioned earlier, was tapping with government, different provincial governments or the federal government. And the recent one with government of Balochistan, they took it on board. So I think we have to wait. Ideally, if it happens, it happens. And it happens abroad. It happens in England. If you have a private initiative, the local English FA kicks in and they give you all the support. But here, I think we just have to wait for our time.
Raise the awareness and kind of get the kind of interest more, maybe. I think there's a lot of interest from the youth and
Oh,
people.
no, there is. I mean, during the World Cup of the English Premier League season, whatever, I think kids aged from 8 and above, they're all inclined towards football.
For me, FIFA 17's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
Overall,
footballer.
PlayStation.
Okay,
But Umar, yeah, sorry. Okay, go ahead. Come on.
No, you go.
You
No,
play.
I feel bad.
All right.
No,
Okay, so Umar, before we, because we're about to run out of time as well.
Yeah.
So go ahead, share all your Instagram pages, Facebook pages. There's free marketing for you. Come on, guys.
Tell us about Total Football. How can
Kill
people
it.
connect with you?
Basically, we have made several videos, and when we were launching our first facility in Chakshazad, we basically made the first video, and we basically showed how a football facility is made, a world-class football facility is made.
Excellent.
And basically, the whole point of the video was we showed how the turf was laid, how the walls were made around the turf. Basically, just to get the idea out that something big is coming.
Okay, and so what is the address, like website name that people can connect to?
That is totalfootball.pk
Okay.
/ Facebook.
Okay.
The Facebook address, and the Instagram page is totalfootball.pk again.
Okay, excellent. So that if anyone wants to connect with you guys, and we will share these links on our page as well. And I want to ask Asad, any last things as a director, what would you like to see happening?
We would just like, basically what Hamza was talking about, that, there's this, privately we can do, there's a limit that we can go to. At the end of the day, like after a year or two, we'll need some support from,
We're
the
here,
higher
bro.
authorities. Apart from you, yes, you can do the
You might be just
marketing
playing
side.
Yeah, we'll try.
You can look at that. You can, just play the links
Yeah,
after every program, every morning. That would be helpful.
Okay.
Helpful. So apart from that, that's the only thing. We're trying our best to make sure we give these facilities to all the kids and all the youth available, you know,
Excellent.
perform.
Wonderful. Thank you so much and best of luck. Would you like to say any
No,
last
nothing.
word? I thought you
Like,
maybe
thank
had
you.
you like on the, would you like to say anything?
No, I'm
Sana?
good, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time and best of luck. And it's a great initiative.
Thank
and
you.
you.
Thank you for
You're
your
doing a
support.
great job. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it and I'm going to let Shahzad wrap it up today.
Yeah, the only thing I'm going to say is that, you know, since a lot of people do blab about that, you know, the youth is not going to do anything and this is the percentage of
But
the total
Jim.
population of youth. Look what they have done. Look what we have done. Perfectly. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, but at times we do need support and you know, you were lucky enough to have your father around. Alhamdulillah, a lot of people do not have these support as well. You know, the family support's not there, so they have even achieved it on their own. So please make sure that, you know, you start appreciating. And this was
Exactly.
my message on the Independence Day as well. We blame too much. Now let's just start appreciating and praising for something which they've done very
And
positive.
just one thing I say, if you're not going to do anything about it, you have no right to complain. So
Exactly.
with that, have a wonderful day and we will see you bright and early. But do log on to our Facebook fan page,
Which is with the name World This Morning.
our Twitter page,
World This Morning without a G.
our Daily Motion YouTube page.
World This Morning once again.
And the repeat is at
11 p.m.
Pakistani time.
Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Have a wonderful day. See you bright and early tomorrow.
1, 2, 3. Good morning.
Good morning.